Hello and welcome back to On the Beaten Track. I'm your host, Rihanna. We're going to follow on from last week's episode where we went through adoption. In the first episode, it was really just the process, what you need to know. We spoke about the choices that you have to make, the courses that you have to go through, what you need ready, where you could go to start your adoption process, who you can speak to, what an adoptable kid is or not, how many kids are abandoned in South Africa, safe and unsafe, how many adoptions are happening, and doing that comparison. So today's episode hopefully will be a little bit lighter. And today we have a special guest in the house. She's sitting in. Maya. So Maya's here to listen to the story and make sure I don't say anything. And if she wants to edit anything else, she's more than welcome to. So if there is anything that feels a bit disjointed, it might be that, but I'm sure that she'll love it. You will. The adoption agency was as excited as we were to get us to be adopted parents, adoptive parents, certified adopted parents, so that they could send us the profile, which they had apparently had for a while. Sasha was on one of his business trips, so we asked them to please not send the profile while he was away. I swear that man touched his feet down in Cape Town, and the next day we had the profile in our inbox. I remember that day as if it was yesterday. I was sitting in a heads of technology meeting, and I opened the profile, and I saw the cutest little face.
My face.
And when I saw it, my heart recognized her, and I knew she was my daughter. I started crying, walking around the office going, "Do you see my daughter? Do you see my..." I am not somebody that cries at work. I'm not somebody who cries in general, actually. So I get the email. I'm bawling my eyes out. Sasha calls me. He goes, "Have you seen it?" I'm like, "Of course I've seen it." He's like, "She's ours." I'm like, "Yes, I know. And he goes, "How could they do that?" And I was like, "How could they do what?" He was like, "It's so unfair. They shouldn't have done that. They're playing with my feelings." And I was like, "Baby, I don't know what you're talking about." And he goes, "Did you not see the name?" I didn't look at the name. I just saw this adorable face, and that's all I saw. And he was like, "Her name is Maya." And I said, "But we never told them what we were going to name her." And when I was in Greece, I was in Santorini, and we were in this restaurant, and it was raining, and this little girl, Maya, was running around, and I was like, "Oh, she's so cute." And I messaged Sasha that day, and I said, "This is what our daughter's name is going to be." And he was like, "Oh, after Maya Angelou." I'm like, "No, Maya from Santorini. This is the cutest little girl here." And so we decided on the name. While we were going through the adoption process, you do get to write your child a letter. And we both started Dear Maya. They must have seen that and must have been out of their skins, because Sasha phoned them. It's like, "How could you guys do this? It's so unfair. You're playing with my feelings." And the lady stopped and said, "Hold on. That's the name her mother gave her." And to this day, it's just goosebumps. It was meant to be. It's just whatever the universe always plays at, she was always going to be ours. Still gives me goosebumps and takes the air right out of my lungs every time I tell that story. On the 29th of October, we signed our acceptance letter. I love the language in the letter, short and sweet but impactful. We have received information regarding the child's physical health. We are also aware and acknowledge there may be no further social or medical history about the child or biological parents. We are willing to adopt, love, maintain, support, and educate the referred child. Easiest thing I've ever signed in my life. On the 8th of November, myself, Sasha and Enzo flew up to Johannesburg where Maya was. She was in a home called TLC. Still don't know what it means. Still don't. The next morning, there was no nerves, weirdly. We took our trip down the road to the children's home. We were so excited. We brought a dummy and bottle and just some items from her. I remember seeing her for the first time. She was dressed in the most beautiful little dress with the tiniest little gold shoes and 2 puffs. And she just looked the cutest. But she had RBF with a bombastic side eye. She did. She was just like,
oh, heck no.
She was not comfortable with Sasha, and she wasn't like crying when he came close to her, but she didn't appear comfortable. And what they said to us was that there's not a lot of men at the home, and that it might take her but to be comfortable and warm up to him. Actual fact, that's Maya in general. It takes a while to warm up to people to this day.
I don't know what that is.
Over that day, we got to know her, we got to play with her. Sasha made an extraordinary effort to build a bond with her. He started building the base of a really amazing friendship and relationship that they have to this day. She took that bottle and she wouldn't let it go. She was just like, anybody had tried to touch it, she was like, it was hers. And I only realized in that moment that everything in a home is communal. And this was really one of the first things that was going to be hers, and it was new. While we playing with her, there's obviously all these other kids running around. Sasha. Oh, baby, look at all the cute babies. Are we really only leaving with one? That got him a bombastic side eye.
Really?
The next day, we spent the whole day at the home with her, getting to know each other. That night, we were able to take her to the hotel for an overnight stay, see how it went. It was amazing. And then the next day, we went to the home, picked up the last of her items, and we flew back to Cape Town. And she was ours. To be clear at this stage, we would be her foster parents. The adoption would only clear in April of 2016. So from then until the adoption went through, we were classified as her foster parents. Which was great about working with the adoption agency is that they took care of the filing, they had all the paperwork, they knew what needed to be there, and we didn't really need to get involved post the fact that we got our baby. Maya's coming home and we have to settle her in. When we were looking at time off, I tried to look into the labor thing and it said 10 weeks consecutive unpaid adoption leave. I mean, this kid needs probably more time settling in than somebody born from me. But I had 2 weeks from my company who actually had adoption leave, and my husband had 4 days. That was unfortunate. And because she was still struggling and still warming up to Sasha, what I did most days was we would spend the day together the morning, then I'd take her for lunch with Sash, so it wouldn't be 8 hours that they would be apart, and making sure that he doesn't have to start over every time he sees her. Sasha's always loved being a dad, but him and Maya is a thing to behold. He used to walk away from me, make sure that I wasn't around and that they were talking and that they were together and they were getting to know each other without me as a crutch. And that was just a beautiful thing. And now he is her favorite.
Hey, Mama.
It's the truth. I speak the truth. It's okay, we've spoken about it. Your father as crazy as the other. When waking up, you expect a kid to cry, right? This kid would give you no indication that she was awake. She would wait until you got into the room, and then she'd be ready for you to take care of her. Unlike a brother who still screams to this day when he is awake and needs me to know to come and take care of him.
I'm awake.
He does make a lot of noise when he wakes up. What I realized was that in the home you have, I think at that stage, I think they had about 15 babies. So you're really waiting your turn to get taken care of in the morning. And she was very patiently always waiting her turn. She was a very, very sweet little girl, but she really had BRF and that bombastic side eye. I think people used to come up to her and talk to her and she'd be like,
Not today.
not today. She soon dropped her nappy and her dummy. She quickly realized that her new brother, I don't know if she understood that it was her brother and just a friend at that time, and she knew that he needed assistance, which came out with her following up the stairs as somebody was holding him and helping him lift his little legs and walking up the stairs. It was the cutest thing.
Those little legs weren't little.
Food was a big part we had to get through and had to change how she ate and what she ate. Growing up in a home, there is this, making a big pot, making sure the kids are fed, making sure that their tummies are full. So it's not always nutritional, but it's mostly starchy foods. The first time we were together, she was having pap and lentils, and she was convinced that she could feed herself. She couldn't. So we needed to break into more variations, more veg, more fruit, yogurts. And after a couple of months, we broke the habit and got her to try new things. She currently has the most unbelievable palate and nose when it comes to food. She has hardly eaten from a kid's menu. Her fave food is pizza, but so is her dad's. So they gang up and go, Mommy.
Guys, who doesn't like pizza? Please tell me. Majority of the world likes pizza, okay?
So it's pizza, Oreos, popcorn,
Okay, those are good.
sushi,
Good.
prawns, broccoli, and a good pasta. She's absolutely obsessed with grapes. I brought a punnet home today too. She's already finished one. And apples. We hired a living nanny because we didn't want her to be taken out of the home and have to get used to going to a daycare at the same time while she is trying to get used to us once I had gotten back to work. Our first nanny didn't work out, but within 2 months period, we had found our amazing nanny, our friend, our family member, Lizzie. They absolutely love her, both her and Enzo. She's very integral for us keeping our sanity as parents. Maya's an absolute joy. She's very opinionated. Amazingly weird.
Yes.
She's a daredevil like her dad.
Yes.
She's been wanting to bungee jump since the time she was 7. She's a foodie. Lover of fail videos. She is a daddy's girl. She's got a mommy's good girl disease and never wanting to disappoint anybody. And she loves reading just like me.
It's good.
It's good.
Now I'm going to read 4 books at once.
Like me. We must finish them too, okay? With us being so different from a color perspective, I guess, we have been talking about her adoption from the jump. It wasn't something we were going to keep away from her, but it wasn't something we were going to allow other people to hurt her with. We never wanted anybody to be able to make it something ugly when it's something that has been so amazing to us. At each age, we found the appropriate language to talk to her about the fact that she was adopted. Originally, to describe her birth mom and me as from a different perspective, it was that her birth mom was her tummy mummy and I was her heart mummy. That seemed to stick and became our thing. People have been less opinionated about our parenting of Maya than were of Enzo. People have always had something nice to say. Others don't even notice that she's adopted, which we always kind of, huh?
Like one of my friends, she was like, "No, you're not adopted." And then I told Papa, like, my friend doesn't believe I'm adopted. And then he goes, "Yeah, she is." And she's like, "Huh? You are?"
I mean, people go, well, she's a mommy's color. Come, show, baby. Come, put your hand.
Guys, if you believe this is
The same color. I mean, come on. Come on.
colorblind.
Which is good, I guess. The cutest one was my friend Naz's kids who were like, but she's her mommy's shade and Enzo is a daddy shade. And when they eventually got it, they were like, does she know? And then mom says, yes, she does. And then they were like, so she's like the kids in Despicable Me. Listen, any way you connect with it, any way you understand it. And I say people have said the sweetest things and sometimes the most like, I know you're trying to be sweet, but that was weird. One day Sasha took her to a store and they were having keys cut, and then Maya was on the table. He put her on the table and this lady was like, is this your daughter? He's like, yes, it's my daughter. And she was like, oh, she looks just like you. It's always fun and it's always interesting what people have to say. What I'm going to do now is go into some comments that people will say, some good, some not so good, and then some absolutely terrible. So this helps you interact with somebody who's going through the adoption process or has adopted a kid. I hope this helps, as I did with the autism one. So that's beautiful. Every child deserves a loving home. Completely agree. You're doing something really special. This makes me uncomfortable because having her and bringing her home was one of the best things of my life, and she's brought nothing but joy to it. Your child is so lucky and so are you. Much better than the previous sentence. Tell me more about your journey if you're comfortable sharing. Family is built on love, not just biology. 100%. You must have a lot of love to give. All of us do. They look so happy. You're clearly doing something right. Or she's just weird. Mama. I admire the courage and care it takes to adopt. So the bad things. Can't you have your own children?
What is Enzo? Also adopted?
But that's the first thing people ask. Is it hard to love a child that isn't yours? Of course she's mine. What the hell are you talking about? So what happened to their real parents? We are her real parents. What do you mean by that?
Why do you mean that?
Do they know they adopted? 100% don't have a problem with that question. What race or nationality are they really? What does it matter?
Oh my goodness.
What does it matter? Oh, we don't have a problem saying. But is it going to make you feel better? I'm not really sure. It must be expensive. Was it worth it? Really? And I have had people ask me this question. Aren't you worried about their background? No. So this invalidates the child's identity, and it treats adoption as a fallback, not as a choice. And it's always been a choice for us. Then some awful things. Adopted kids always have issues. Where's your factual data? Can we compare that to biological kids? Can we get the data? That's not a real family. What the hell?
Then your family's not real.
You don't know what you're bringing into your home. It's not like I'm bringing a demon. What is wrong with you?
Who are you?
Why didn't you adopt a child of your own race? What the hell has got to do with anything?
Why did race come into it?
You stealing somebody else's baby.
Guys, let's get this straight. My mom gave me up, right? Because she was too young to take care of me. So she gave me up. She took me to that home. My parents never said, hey, I want your child. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Taking her.
She literally gave me up, which is a very hard decision. I mean, like, she gave me up. So.
You're taking this child away from a culture. He lives in something. talking about? Blood is thicker than water. You'll never truly be their parent.
Exactly.
I call BS. I'd never raise somebody else's child. Nobody's asking you to, so shut your pie hole. I could never. It's really brave of you, but I could never. Again, I didn't ask you to. Why did you need to make that statement? It says more about you than it does about me. So maybe you shouldn't open your pie hole and say that. Do you really think they'll turn out normal? I have a biological child and he is special. What do you mean? What do you mean? Things that we got was a care package from the home. When we brought Maya to Cape Town, it had photos of her as a baby. It also had notes from all the ladies that have come and gone to the home and taken care of her. They used to call her Maya Papaya. It was very sweet. You don't like it now. You don't like papaya.
I really don't like
You
it.
don't like papaya. Again, she always used to look through this book for a very long time. We've had discussions about her mom, very deep discussions, and I'm sure those will continue and questions have been coming. But never once has it been anything that I wanted to feel uncomfortable about asking. Maya's ours, and there's no doubt. The minute I saw her, I knew that's my daughter. Her father saw her face and said, that's the kid I've been dreaming of. She was always meant to be ours. She is as much my baby as Enzo is. We hug and love each other. And she knows I hate hugs. But I love her hugs. They always make me feel so much better. She's moving to her teenage years, so I get a lot of truth bombs and a lot of but I'm so happy to have these moments with her, regardless of sometimes I might feel frustrated, but I'm frustrated with Enzo too. She has brought us so much joy. I can't even measure in words. One year, she and her dad and Enzo came into the room for my birthday, and she sang me happy birthday out of tune. She sang me happy birthday. And with a non-verbal kid, I never knew I needed that until that day, and I burst out crying. She has given me so much that I hope I can only repay her by being a good mama. So, lessons learned and things to think about. Make sure you're ready for this challenge, both of you. It's not good enough if one is partially in it. Make sure that you're both on the same page, because that kid needs a solid family more than anybody else. Choose the adoption process that works for you, that you can handle. Don't try and skip the process. It's very important to go through the steps. And make sure that you are present when going on the courses and doing the book reading and doing the book report, because these all will set a foundation for how you're going to handle what the world needs to say, wants to say about you adopting a kid. You have to know that you are mentally ready, because you cannot only be talking about the positive path that you might be on. Talk about the negative part. What if it's difficult if the child comes home? What if you decide to adopt an unadoptable kid and that parent changed their mind? Make sure that you are mentally ready for any of the bad to happen and how you as a couple are going to deal with it. Like I said, discuss and agree on what you're going to put in that form while filling it out. If the agency like we have, Wandisa, is professional, they'll clarify all your choices and they'll make sure that you're making the correct choice for you. So make sure that you are with an agency or with a partner that's going to be able to assist you through this process. This is a personal choice, but a lot of people in the past have decided not to be open with the kids about being adopted. I feel it only helps you, prepares the kid, and makes sure that nobody can hurt them and that you can't hurt them. but them finding out later. When discussing adoption with your kid, use language that's appropriate. The adoption process should be able to help you with that as you're going through the courses, but always make sure that it's stripped in love. Sorry, there was something that I forgot to mention. As we got Maya from a foster parent perspective, and the adoption then went through, what happens is that she's given a new birth certificate with Sasha and I as mother and father. Father, on her birth certificate with her new name, if you decide to change the kid's name. So I'm going to leave off with a quote that I did last week from the great Nelson Mandela. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Remember to subscribe. Next week, we're coming, I hope, with the new series on being colored. I'm finding it really hard to figure out a way to put the episodes together, but hopefully by next week I at least have the first one done. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this too. And I just want to end off by saying that love my little girl and the family that we've created together.